you mentioned consistently measuring team members' performance.
Mm-hmm.
What are like some specific KPIs or other indicators that you're measuring for when it comes to any of the positions in your company? I'm assuming the easiest for us to talk about is perhaps the engineers, since
Yeah, yeah.
primarily you employ engineers.
Yes, yes. So even within engineers, also based on their function, things like that,
Okay.
it sort of the metrics would vary. But for us, we are all like SOW driven. We get like statement of work, that gets clearly outlined project goals. It is something that we sign with the clients at the beginning of our engagement. So what sort of a code needs to be built, whether what sort of code quality checks it should pass, and what is the timeline, what is the cost of building that software. We get all that stuff upfront. So once we get the SOW and we jump on the project, whether the key deliverable would be client's satisfaction on the quality of the project, and whether as a team we delivered that project on time or not. And these projects are also like multidisciplinary, in the sense like there would be like a scrum master and a product owner, a project manager, a technical project manager, several developers, several testers, and all these typically we call them two pizza teams, like 10 to 15 people, software engineers of different capabilities come together, build that piece of software for the client. And sometimes it's in a hybrid delivery model, meaning like, you have of these 15 people, you would have like 4 or 5 people here in St. Louis or in New Jersey, sitting in the client's office, talking in person to the stakeholders at the client's location. And these guys would have direct reports in UK or Canada or India from one of our offshore development centers. So that's like a hybrid model that we found a lot of success at. Clients are not necessarily happy with 100% outsourcing their project to us, and we found the happy medium in between. So like generally the KPIs are project driven, and we do have individualized KPIs also for software developers. We kind of look at the lines of code, number of pull requests, and also if it's a software engineer that worked for several years, we also look at historically then the number of bugs in the pieces of software they wrote. This guy would have moved from one customer to a project at one customer to another project in another customer, but we still maintain the software there in the other customer. So we kind of know, okay, this guy wrote this caching or logging framework or a QA testing framework, how it is performing over a period of a couple of years after his after his work or not. We get to see it. So if the software isn't thrown away out the door, once this guy is out the door, oftentimes it means it's good, reliable software that does something meaningful for the customer. So we have different KPIs essentially for programmers, sales guys, and also project managers and stuff. They typically get judged whether client gave us what sort of rating the client gave us when upon delivery of the software, and whether it's within budget and timeline and things like that. Yeah.